2018 NBA draft class had a lot of talent. This draft class had guys like Trey, Luka Doncic, Deandre Ayton, but like there is in all NBA drafts, there was a hidden gem, and that hidden gem was Mikal Bridges. So in today's video, I thought I would talk about the people that were drafted before Mikal Bridges and how their careers turned out. I don't want to waste too much time on the intro, so let's get into the first pick.
With the first pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select Deandre Ayton.
Now everybody knew that Deandre Ayton was going to be the #1 pick, and I mean he fully deserved it. He was the best college basketball player at the time, not to mention he's played his whole basketball life in Arizona. He went to high school there, college there, and now he's been drafted by the Suns. I mean, him and Devin Booker literally got Kobe and Shaq comparisons when he got drafted. Some people will say that they believed other players like Luka Doncic should have went before him, but to be honest, you could not go wrong with this pick. As of right now, Deandre Ayton is easily a top 5 center in the league, and not to mention he's really been a part of this championship run for the Suns. Unlike some of the other picks in the draft class, Deandre Ayton has not gotten a max steal. However, this season he's definitely fighting for one. He's averaging 15-11 on 64% shooting, so I definitely think at the end of the year he will get it.
With the second pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Marvin Bagley III.
Now, as hyped up as Marvin Bagley was, his career has not gone that way so far. As of right now, he's widely considered as one of the worst NBA draft busts of all time. You can make the argument it's because of injuries or the fact that he plays for Sacramento. Now, there were some issues at the beginning of the year because they did not have him play on opening night, and because of Luke Walton, it seemed like that Marvin Bagley was just not going to get a lot of playing time. And I mean, I don't necessarily blame him because he hasn't been the most impressive player like he should have been. But regardless, I definitely do hope that now that Luke Walton's out of the picture, they can really start to develop in Sacramento. He's going to be a free agent this year, and obviously he's not going to get a max deal. And with him averaging 6 points and 6 rebounds per game on 48% shooting, I don't think that's going to happen.
With the third pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Luka Doncic.
Now, out of everyone in this draft class, I have to say that Luka Doncic has to be the best player in my personal opinion. Now, there's a reason why I call Deandre Ayton the best college basketball player, because we all know that Luka Doncic played at Slovenia. However, if he did play college basketball, I probably would have put him over Deandre Ayton. Now, I don't want to say too much about him because we all know he did not go to the Atlanta Hawks, but regardless, this was still an amazing pick. Now, we all know Luka Doncic is very successful. In fact, he did get a max deal. He was the first person to get a max deal out of this draft class. Luka this season is averaging 25, 8, and 8 and is having an amazing NBA career, so to be completely honest, yeah, I think he's easily the best prospect to come out of this draft class.
With the fourth pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Jaren Jackson Jr.
Now, I will say that Jaren Jackson definitely was one of the more better players to come out of this draft class. It wasn't necessarily a bad pick, however, they could have gotten Trey, even though they did draft John Morant the following year, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. But to be honest, I do believe that Jaren Jackson does have all-star potential. He's an amazing defender who's really good at rebounding the ball. I think it's very much possible for Jaren Jackson to make the all-star game. It will take a couple years though, however, him and John Morant are such a good duo.
The fifth pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Trey.
Now, like I told you guys earlier, that Trey was eventually traded to the Atlanta Hawks and Luka Doncic went to the Mavericks. Now, over the past couple of years, there's been this argument going on who won the trade, the Hawks or the Mavericks, and to be completely honest, I think they both won the trade. Yes, I personally believe Luka Doncic is better than Trey, but that's my personal opinion, but they're both some of the best young players in the game. They're both some of the best players under 25, not to mention they're both top 5 at their position if we're counting Luka Doncic's shooting guard. And in my opinion, I honestly feel like Trey is more suitable for Atlanta than Dallas. I mean, I just feel like that Atlanta suits Trey more, not just the team but the city in general. Meanwhile, Luka Doncic, he fits perfect in Dallas. Now, Luka and Trey both got the same max deal, and I mean, they definitely both deserved it.
With the sixth pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Mohamed Bamba.
Now, Mo Bamba was actually not that bad of a prospect coming out of Texas. He was a good shot blocker, he was really lengthy, and he was really good at rebounding the ball. However, he was much more known for something else. Now, Mo Bamba's first season in the NBA, he only started in 1 game and only played for 47 because he was injured. Now, it's been this season where Mo Bamba has seen the most playing time, which might seem pretty crazy, and I mean, he's done alright. He hasn't had the craziest stats. Right now, he's averaging about 11 and 9, so he's not doing terrible. However, a lot of rumors say that Mo Bamba is going to be leaving during the free agency, which I mean, good for him if he's going to get a lot more playing time. I mean, the Orlando Magic have been a joke for all 4 years that Mo Bamba's been there, so that definitely could be a reason. But to be honest, I really do believe if Mo Bamba's on a different team that he'll do a lot better. I mean, I know the Charlotte Hornets right now are in desperate measures of getting a center, so maybe get someone like Mo Bamba who's very lanky and can work in a pick and roll offense.
The seventh pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Chicago Bulls select Wendell Carter Jr.
Now between Deandre Ayton, Wendell Carter, and Bamba, these were the 3 best centers in this draft. He was from Duke, and the Chicago Bulls desperately were in need of a center, and to be completely honest, his time in Chicago was so bad. In fact, I feel like that the Chicago Bulls gave up on Wendell Carter, and they did end up trading him to the Orlando Magic. Ironically, Bamba and Wendell Carter were taken back to back, so it's kind of funny to see that they're both on the same team. I mean, literally 2 of the 3 best centers in that draft class literally ended up being on the same team. However, Wendell Carter is doing better than Bamba, averaging 13 and 5, and I don't think he's gonna leave the Magic this year. He could definitely re-sign him, and he's not that bad of a center, especially for the Magic right now, but I don't know what they're gonna do. I just can't really imagine getting 2 out of the top 3 centers in that draft class just for them to be mediocre.
With the 8th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Collin Sexton.
Now, Collin Sexton was actually a pretty good player to come out of this draft class. Yes, Cleveland was not doing so well when they did draft him. However, he actually was one of the better guards in this draft. Last season, he did average 24 points per game, but unfortunately, earlier on in this year, he did suffer a torn meniscus, which means that he will be getting sidelined for the rest of the season. However, Collin Sexton has a very bright future. This man is such a good guard. He's really good on Cleveland. Cleveland's starting to improve right now. So in about 2 to 3 years, I honestly do believe that Collin Sexton will be around a top 5, maybe top 10 point guard. He's very underrated because he plays in Cleveland and it's not that popular right now, but I honestly do believe that Collin Sexton is really good. Now, I do not know the chances of this, but maybe there's a chance that he could come back for the playoffs because I think Cleveland will definitely make it. But even if he does not come back during this season, next year, I have no doubt this team is going to make the playoffs, especially with him coming back.
In the 2018 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Kevin Knox.
Now, Kevin Knox's career actually started out pretty good. In his rookie season, he did average 12 points per game on 28 minutes, and he was actually starting to be a really important factor on the Knicks team that was trying to get back to the playoffs. Unfortunately, the year after, his minutes started to go down, and year after year, his production went way down. Now, earlier on last year, they did pick up his 4th option, but I don't think they're going to re-sign him to any sort of deal coming up next season. I mean, he hasn't really done anything. He's currently averaging 0.8 points per game this season. Funny enough, the team he was drafted to make it to the playoffs not only made it to the playoffs not because of him, but there's a good chance that he could be gone when they do make the playoffs in continuous years. Fun fact, a lot of you guys probably did not know this, when he was just 14 years old, he got offered a couple $1 million to play basketball overseas instead of playing at Kentucky.
With the 10th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Mikal Bridges.
And finally, we get to Mikal Bridges, who this whole video is basically about. Now, we obviously know that Mikal Bridges did not play for the Philadelphia 76ers because he was traded on draft night for Zaire Smith. There's a reason you've never heard of Zaire Smith. That's because he's not even in the NBA anymore. Now, Mikal really did want to go to Philly because his mom worked for the organization, but unfortunately for him, he was traded to Phoenix, but he actually ended up liking it. Nowadays, Mikal Bridges is a very key player for the Phoenix Suns. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA, and to be completely honest, he's definitely the reason why Phoenix is going to win a championship. Not only can he shoot the ball at an efficient rate, but he can lock down the other team's best player. Now, Mikal Bridges is not a superstar, but the reason why I wanted to make this video is because Mikal Bridges I felt like was a hidden gem. I do feel like in a couple years though, we can come back to this video and Mikal Bridges is going to end up being one of the best defenders in the NBA, as if he already isn't. Mikal is obviously playing for the Phoenix Suns, and he has not been selected to any all-defensive team. However, I think it's safe to say with the season he's having and his whole production that he's going to be on that team this year. Now guys, far in this video, I do want to thank you guys so much for the recent support. This whole month of November has been absolutely crazy to me. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for checking out my channel. Last year's November was not so good to me, but this year's been so much better, and I am so happy to meet a lot of you new guys. Of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day. Take care. Peace.